Christopher Green, Amtv Alternative Media Television. Please take a moment, like and share this video. I want to give you a recap and an update. What's going on with this coronavirus that is spreading worldwide, infecting millions of people, is quarantined 11 plus major cities in China. Millions and millions of people are not allowed to leave their homes. Americans are being quarantined on ships, and all heck is breaking loose. But what are people not talking about? What I don't hear anyone talking about is the human rights violations. The fact that the United States is holding people against their will in a floating prison and then offshooting them off the boat and holding them in another prison near an airport. This is a violation of our human rights, our civil liberties. And the only thing it's assuring us is that if you're not already infected, you're going to be infected by the virus because you are put into quarantine. Also, in addition to that, it's obvious that this is a power move by the Communist Party in China. It's not a coincidence that there were protests, people chanting liberty and freedom in the streets of Hong Kong. Premier Xi was very worried that this was going to spread into mainland China. Now, all of a sudden, he has a smokescreen and a scapegoat to quell political dissent and get rid of his political enemies using his own version of the secret police. Also, what no one's talking about is the economic impact. Japan is reporting, for example, that their economy is slumping worse than it has in 6-7 years, arguably since 2008 and 2009. People are canceling their trips, canceling their international travel. People are avoiding China, literally like the Black Plague, and avoiding places like Hong Kong, even avoiding places much more modern like Singapore. We just had new cases pop up in Hawaii. Virtually every state in the United States has been affected. Even a Dean Koontz novel from 1981, the year that I was born, talks about a bioweapon in the name of a Wuhan virus. And we're seeing the mainstream media question this as well now, that this potentially is a man-made event. But the question we need to ask is, why would they put this out to the American people and global populations? Is this some kind of strain to build immunity, or could it perhaps be a depopulation agenda? We do know this for sure, though. Big pharmaceutical companies stand to profit in the billions and billions of dollars. They're waiting in the wings very conveniently with a vaccine that may or may not become mandatory. But again, we as Americans need to question our government that they're rounding people up like political prisoners right now, keeping them on cruise liners, keeping them quarantined after they deboard a flight. And this is also going to affect the economy grossly. Keep in mind that consumer spending accounts for about 2/3 of gross domestic product. So if people aren't going to the grocery store, if they're not going to Disneyland, if they're canceling their European, American vacations, and certainly not visiting China in these kinds of places, then where is all the money going? Nowhere. And I think the Federal Reserve honestly is panicking right now. That's why they keep injecting through repurchasing agreements billions and billions of dollars every single day, because they know that these are leading indicators for what's to come to the United States of America. Also, isn't it convenient that Donald Trump was negotiating a trade deal with China in and around the same time this super bug is released? In fact, the propaganda in China is that the United States is responsible for releasing the bug, not the other way around. It's the United States that put the bug in the Chinese population. That's what the communist mainstream propagandist media is pushing out to the Chinese people. Just like our American propagandist mainstream media pushes other lies and inconveniences. Things like, there's weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, even though there never was. See, they're the fake news. Just like the communist government is fake news, they're the fake news here in the United States of America. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. So we need to understand this is a power move. It is a power shakeup. It is being utilized by the Chinese government to prevent a coup from taking place. They were very worried they were going to have an insurrection or an uprising as people were chanting liberty, freedom, holding American flags, USA, USA, in Hong Kong just weeks ago. And now, all of a sudden, not only does Donald Trump have this negotiating tool, but the premier has an excuse to get rid of his political dissidents and enemies. So this is a very, very dangerous situation. It is boiling out of control at an epic level. We could argue that this is just God very, very pissed off as well. And even if it's organic, even if it's completely random and it's not a biological weapon of war, it's still going to be used to the advantage of global governments, as they don't let any good crisis go to waste. And this is all too convenient for the too big to fail governments, the too big to fail elites, authoritarian rulers like the Chinese Premier Xi. And we got to look our own politicians straight in the eye here in the United States of America as well. I'm Christopher Green. Get this video out everywhere. Please like it and share it. God bless you guys. So important that you prepare now. Jesus Christ is King. Click the link below to support us. Hey guys, Christopher Green, founder and creator of BitcoinRich.com. With global governments destroying the money in your wallet because it's backed by nothing, and through immense bailouts and quantitative easing, 0% and negative interest rates, I can't think of a better time to learn about something new at our world